My passion has always been to spiritually, personally, to be a helper of people. And as a professional, this is who I am. I think the thing that makes me so proud, and not only as a business owner, a woman business owner, is I really hope to inspire my daughters and the little girls behind me to live within their passion and in their dreams. I'm a native of Illinois. I was born in a suburb right outside of Chicago and moved to Milwaukee early in grade school. And I am so fortunate that I happened to be introduced through the funeral service through a career fair at my high school at the age of 14 years old in the 9th grade. It was really a 5-minute interaction with the local funeral director, but his passion and how he talked about how doing what he did impacted him and was just a lifelong ministry for him. And I went away with a curiosity, really wanted to know more from that conversation. And it was really interesting because my classmates were all sitting around at a round table, and we were going around the round table saying, what career are you interested in? And you heard doctors, you heard lawyers. And I said, I want to be a mortician. And my classmates came up to me and it was like, oh my gosh, you want to be a mortician? Why? It was right for me. I knew this was a calling for me. This is how I can help people. The next day, my principal called out on the PA system and said, congratulations, and we're looking forward to our future mortician. And I think that announcement really sowed something deep within me, and I don't know how my life would be without that announcement. That started my journey to the death care industry. So when I started in funeral service, my mortuary class was made up about 30% women. Fast forward to today, it's an opposite. And I happen to be a part of that change and that trend to see women. When I started, I would have individuals to come in and say, oh, are you the secretary? And it's like, I'm your licensed funeral director. I am here to serve you. And it took a lot of skill taking, a lot of consultations to really build that buy-in with the family, because the traditional stereotype was a male funeral director in a dark suit, somber and gray. So that perception has really changed. Even today, the next step is going to be an increase in women ownership in funeral services. I think right now you're probably well under 10% with women-owned funeral services and owned and operated firms. Women in business, period, that ratio is really low. With the increased retirement that's coming up within the next 5-10 years within the death care industry, you'll see more women owning and operating businesses within the funeral industry, and I'm really excited for that evolution to take place. So my journey to owning my own funeral home, I was involved in a partnership, and they were 2 generations removed from me, which was a fantastic experience. They were able to share things with me that they learned from experience, from history, from challenges, from opportunities. I had 3 other partners, Ava Carter, John Bell, William Stark. They encouraged me to go on to business school. I had the opportunity to go to earn my bachelor's degree from Cardinal Stritch University, my executive master's degree from Marquette University. I've gone on even further to get my doctorate in business administration with an emphasis in marketing and entrepreneurship. Being in a partnership taught me resiliency, and it helped to spark my willingness to learn, my drive to learn, because if you're not learning, you're not changing. And that was so beneficial for me to be able to experience that. And so we had gotten to that point to where, okay, we've achieved everything that we needed to do, and it was time for us to start thinking about succession planning. And so during that time, I had been in the industry probably about 15 years, and my children were growing up, and I'm looking for, you do a soul searching to say, okay, how can I be of service? Am I still being of service? And how can I provide the best service? So I reached a point to where I was really starting to reevaluate my career in funeral service, with taking it to the next level, or if my value to serving people and being a helper of people was more valuable in another industry. And being a helper of people, I'm like, should I be giving my talent to the next generation? And so while we were going through the succession planning with my partners, one of the partners had a personal conversation with me and said, I don't think this is something that you should leave completely. And I said, let's have a conversation about that. And he said, I think your husband will be a great addition to come in as a second career to funeral service. And I had that conversation with my husband, and we were both going through the same thing, looking for, okay, what are we going to do as the next leg of our career? And he was really excited about the opportunity, and with him being excited, we talked about how we can be impactful and the changes that we can make. And when he came into the industry, I knew this was the place that I was supposed to be at. I am very involved within the death care industry, one, because it's a passion, and my passion is being a helper of people and absolutely influencing the generation that's coming behind me, because I knew how I felt to be inspired by the generation ahead of me. I had direct mentors that was able to help keep me on the path and help inspire me and motivate me to be the best person that I can be. I look forward to inspiring the generation behind me, including my daughters, with the work that I do. And I would hope that the work that I do and that I'm doing will be my legacy, that they can take and build upon that. I am a past president of the Wisconsin Funeral Directors Association, the first African American to serve in that role. Our association is 142 years old. We've had 3 women presidents, now 4. I happen to be the 3rd president, and so much has changed over the last century that women in leadership roles are absolutely welcome, and we're making our mark within the death care industry. And being involved within the death care industry with the National Funeral Director Association, Selected Independent Funeral Director Associations, the National Funeral Directors and Mortician Association, and being involved and being an example for other apprentices, other individuals, other women that are looking to come into funeral services, and showing them a positive image of, yes, I can be a successful funeral director. I can be a successful participant within our industry. I can do all of this and still have a successful relationship with my family. I can still be a mom. And learning how to balance those, knowing that it's going to come with challenges, but there are also going to be opportunities to successfully navigate the role of being a mom, being a licensed funeral director, being involved in the industry, and being a woman entrepreneur. And so I really want to make sure that the work that I am doing, I am able to inspire the next generation. One of my most proudest moments here at Paradise Memorial Funeral Home, every year we get the opportunity to gather and socialize and fellowship with the staff during our holiday gathering. Now, that may seem like that's standard or that's trivial and everyone do that, but it's really a time to where our staff can come together. We can share stories, we can share meals, we can really bask in the year that just preceded us, talk about all the successes and the challenges that we've had, and they're able to shine. And it's just so heartwarming to me, because without the staff and without their talent and their passion and their drive, we wouldn't be able to do what we do here. It's just one of my most touching moments. I think the thing that makes me so proud, and not only as a business owner, a woman business owner, is when I get that inbox from another woman in our industry or another business owner that says, can we have a conversation? Can we, even if I can't meet you in person, can we set up a time to chat? Can we set up a time phone call or a Zoom so you can share your story with me? I am so inspired by you. And when you get those messages or those phone calls, it just reinforces that everything that you're doing is not in vain. Some of the times you get so involved in the day-to-day of what you're doing, and you're living in your purpose and you're doing it, and you're involved in this area and you're making an impact in this area. But in the back of your mind, it's always that question, is this really impactful? So when it comes full circle and you have someone to come and share, you are and your story have impacted my life, I'm so inspired by you. That's a proud moment to me in business. It's those little wins like that that help solidify the big wins. How do I want to be remembered? I want to be remembered by the dash in my life. The dash in my life is all the stuff, the in between. It's about the daily moments. It's about the daily wins. It's about helping others. It's about being a positive influence in other lives. It's about living in my passion and being present every day, because being in this industry, we know time is fleeting from us. And so if I can be present, that's how I want to be remembered. I want my children, I want to leave a legacy to my daughters to know that as a woman, you might have some challenges. As a woman, a growing woman, you might need to be a trailblazer. You might need to be that next person that inspires the person behind you. And it's not always going to be easy. It might not always be hard either, but take the opportunity to enjoy who you are so that you can be a legacy for someone else.